हो गया? If you where is that one? Mother.
Yes, ma'am.
Arya. Where is Arya? Arya. Mother, what are you doing, mother, now?
Just telling that power has gone.
Huh?
Mother, mother, power has gone. Now it is restored.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Mother, what are you doing?
Ma'am, I'm with you.
Huh?
Ma'am, the class got disconnected, I think. So, ma'am, I rejoined it.
The class got disconnected, so I don't know like what to do.
You do prepositions.
Ma'am, from the volume.
From the volume. Did you pay attention to my explanation? Were you there for the explanation when I was explaining about prepositions?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the starting part I was there, ma'am, for I think 5 minutes, ma'am. Less than 5 minutes, it got disconnected.
In the starting when we were explaining, he was there, but then later the connection.
Later on, I didn't do much.
Okay, ma'am.
You just read from the volume. Any difficulty, ask me. What about Arya? Where's Arya? Arya, where are you? Arya, come back to class.
She has not joined the meeting.
Huh?
She has not joined the meeting.
She's not joined only. Arya, why you have not joined?
Because she's not in the meeting.
Yeah. Well, she'll say that. Because Arya has come back to the class at all, man. Oh. Huh?
So the question is, I shall return dash a month.
I shall return within a month.
But the options are in, off, on, for.
In the month.
In a month. So it could be I shall return for a month.
No. For a month.
I'm like he came for a month and then he was.
He came, that is different. He came for a month. Here it is, I will return within a month.
Okay.
I will return for a month. I will go away from a month for a month, but when I come back to the for a month. In the month.
Father divided his property among.
Between is used for this two people.
You've got many sons?
Yes, four
Four
sons.
sons.
And here the sentences Sita writes dash, and the thing is like, that's the idea.
Sita
Writes dash with on in fact. Writes
on. Sita writes. I think you have that.
No.
Sita writes on a book. Sita on with a book with a pen. Sita writes the sentences and complete.
It could be like Sita writes on like each word.
He writes on and on and on. Okay.
Send me letters dash this address.
Send me letters to this address, right?
To the address.
Sita sends it. Whatsoever. Lying on table. Right, so And the college was closed for summer vacation.
Yeah.
Most of it. So the sentence is, I spent most of my time in a room which was on the second floor, right?
Yeah. Or that goes on the which that goes one of the. And which should be you?
Yes, it was.
The wrong word error is in.
On.
I decided on this. I decided to this.
I decided to listen to Christmas carols by James. I turned on the volume.
Volume is, but volume is the volume.
So,
On the line.
This is again, turn on the volume is increase the volume. Turn on the light, you need to increase the light.
I turned on the volume to savor the rich baritone of James. What does he mean?
And then it's permanent, important.
So of the sentences, the letter series and words dash my imminent departure. So that
Well, of my immediate.
The sentence till one day the postman came with the letter carrying the news of my
To the users for us.
Immediate departure.
For us. Going to. What if Alusha is a place?
No, Alusha is a person saying that.
Name, I'm checking.
First candidate of the morning.
Fourth cup.
First. Last.
Next to be went, comma, dash,
Next.
next to be went, and there is a comma, dash, cheetah safari.
We think it's true.
There's a comma there.
We think it's true, but there's a comma after that.
Next we went.
Next we went to cheetah safaris, yes. They have a safari in India.
Wait, not Tuesday. One is used in two things are touching each other.
The position of candidate at on in Bharat on Tuesday. On Tuesday, I don't think it's. But I have a little bit of I'm not a TV star.
I was safari that Tuesday. Seems like
Yeah, safari in there.
they have a safari going dash Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
It sounded like all for 65. It sounded like a good. It sounded like a good deal for 64. Walking dash and down. While walking out of the town, I mean, it could be while walking out of the town in the afternoon.
By walking,
Out of the town.
no, we're walking through the town.
Through is not here.
We're walking in the town, it's the preposition of the town. Walking
In the dark.
through the town, we're walking
Down in the afternoon.
While walking to the town.
through the town, in the afternoon. Walking to the town, towards the town. Walking through the town, walking towards the town, we're walking in the town, walking in the town also.
But while walking in the town in the afternoon. So two can be together.
We had been at because
Sorry, sir, it's not there. There is no inside. Correct and correct. Okay. I graduated at the university.
In no one.
In the university. I think
I
that
think
Parliament.
exchange and interposition to add that is actually mostly
नहीं वो पूरा पैसेज है वो पूरा
a
पैसेज है
month ago.
a month ago
I graduated from the university.
graduates in the university also. In the university of
from the
From the university.
What is happening? This follow up. Yeah. I want that the indication that shows that if you let's say in salary.
I think we have to go there.
I don't want it, I've not made the problem.
It's from their question.
Yeah.
And contributes to the state showing I'm not there is how
Yeah,
there
but
is
then
just
yeah. I want that shows that the thing is coming up. See, I'm getting a sound, how I know that I actually get the sound, but it
yes, so I think your volume is the
show me. No, if you press the button, the big line comes in the choice.
but it's not happening.
Right.
It's actually good.
internet
Everything.
I what you put up.
I think I'll just say.
Silent mode, no, I'm again put up.
I mean have to that you
Switch it off.
have to switch it off.
No, I don't.
I studied besides English. In English,
I studied at Cambridge.
No, it couldn't be I studied in
No, it's a university.
No, that's not.
last week.
I had only,
I had an interview.
I had
about
only.
about the programming position. All the programming position. Yeah. So it's not the positions.
African, indefinite African.
So I had to
Above would be wrong.
for all the programming positions we are. In this I had very little experience.
However, if promise not to position 2 at Yahoo, 2 would be wrong at Yahoo.
So I had an interview for the programming position at here.
We notice that I have very little experience. However, the promise not to go that according is wrong against would be. It's against 2 me. No, that would be, I think 2 would be.
They noticed that I had very little experience. However, they promised not to hold that according to me, according to this law.
Not to hold that.
2 is a preposition. So
No, 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 no. I read at the university in a month.
So I had
I had an interview at the university. From a month. Okay, okay, I graduated at the university.
Now at is wrong, he wrote from.
I graduated from the university
engineer.
a month ago. From I studied at Cambridge. Last week I had an interview about the program. I had an interview for the programming. For the programming position through Yahoo.
And through is wrong at here. For the programming position, yeah.
For the programming position at Yale. They noticed I had very little experience. They noticed I had very little experience. However, they promised not to hold that against, not to hold.
Against me would be there, but
Yeah.
it is according to compound. Compound separation. Creates a group separation.
Against me, not to hold that according to me. They noted that I very little experience. However, they promised not to hold that against me in the state here. According against.
Of Fraser preposition.
Against, according to is wrong, against is there, according
And
to.
so they meant that they would allow him with very little experience.
Yeah. Okay. Below the interview, I was before, below, right, before the, no, before the interview, I was tired. No, but before you know the
You say,
But before
yeah,
this,
before, before,
yeah.
after
Before
you
this,
use
you
reference to, okay, before, no, before the interview, I was tired. That I had a hard time getting into. That so I had, that is wrong.
no, but it's not a preposition.
So that is wrong, so.
That will not be preposition. I was tired that I had a hard time.
That is in the wrong position, wrong place. The wrong
Below the interview will also be wrong.
and
Below the interview will also be wrong. But below the interview, that's not.
before the interview.
If they are written below now. That's
Below
what's
the
wrong.
interview wouldn't be a
It
case, right?
is actually a typing mistake. Okay, nothing to say. Before the interview, below goes wrong. Before we put it already, we put over. Before the interview, I was standard. With that, so I had that to there was that. So I had a hard time paying attention. Behind the interview. I think behind.
Now it's for the sentence, right? The sentence. Each sentence has one wrong mistake.
Yeah.
So
Before the
before, right?
before the
Yeah. So here it will be behind, it won't be behind, right?
below before the interview, I was
The
tired.
incorrect one for the last
I
one.
was tired. And this is a behind. I had
Ma'am, what if that is
yeah.
that, what if that is a typing mistake instead of below?
Yeah, I mean, it could be. Or
Oh,
anyone.
below, can I below the interview?
Yes, ma'am, you can't have. Below and that is wrong.
Yeah, there are two errors.
But the
I mean, either
the question has said that there is only one error in
Yeah.
first
But
sentence.
there is this typing mistake.
Yes, ma'am. Therefore,
so any one of them would be a typing mistake and one would be an
this
actual
that
error.
would also be a typing mistake, below would also be a typing mistake.
Both of them are typing mistakes. I was tired. I had a hard time paying attention to the behind. To the interview. Next one.
Sensitize, what is sensitize?
To be sensitive. To be sensitive, to be alert, to have feelings for.
Giving back to society.
Giving back to
Giving society, giving back to society.
He is addicted to the chocolate milk or is addicted with chocolate milk.
You do this paragraph, that paragraph.
Outside.
Getting difficult in this.
Which one?
The first one, practice.
Which is the one? It's the first one.
Friend Sangeeta really recounts how her college friend Sangeeta daughter and exceedingly sensitized dash giving back dash.
Yeah, sensitized towards giving that, towards giving that. See, when you don't answer, when you don't know, you should ask, you just leave it up like
No, no,
that.
like I was then that time I was solving problem with questions.
Towards giving that to society.
On and off.
In and out, what is it? You tell us how to count it, on the road of the auto, and
Two colleges. By the
By of distributing.
yes, we can answer.
And there is an inverted comma and then there is no plus one.
At least 50.
Yeah. 50 rupees.
But that's not a preposition.
No, but for
It
child.
is huge for
For
child.
child, it rupees towards child, towards child. For child, towards child, towards child, or
So now this sign is repeated.
rupees.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ah,
Ma'am, what is, ma'am, the B blank of the practice exercise first question?
which page?
Ma'am, 152, ma'am, B part.
The B part, B part,
Two.
two.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, this sensitized towards giving back to society. Ma'am, when I was in kids assessment, grandma sitting with the group, right?
Sitting in a group.
In a, but like
With your friend, but in a group.
oh, in
I will still have to do my friends. With neighborhood.
Sitting in a group with neighborhood.
Yeah.
Nothing but to D to D will be good. What is C?
Sitting in a group with neighborhood women dash nothing better.
Huh?
There's nothing better to do.
When I was a kid, such time then, grandma sitting in a group with neighborhood women, with nothing better to do, with nothing better to do, with nothing better to do.
the schools meeting.
With a spoon. In this person. This is the need of the trouble.
It's today, this is the way for I want two high levels with spiritual.
Ways that can have evolved to high levels. How? By.
Yes.
15 minutes more.
Has
Okay, we want
Yeah.
Not only
or two,
to
but also one other thing.
amount is definitely preposition.
But also all
Or to amount is only preposition to it has to be wrong. Is there any other preposition? But also
Two, all living beings.
all
Two or among is wrong. Among is wrong. Yeah.
I completely limited others, we have a doubt in the fourth one.
Therefore,
It will be along with the.
where will be a blank, and blank was what you wrote there?
To the environment.
In.
It is incorrect, second one among the two.
Two.
Third is there and fourth.
Positive.
In a co and where?
Poverty population.
Poverty
Worse. Worse polluters.
Worse polluters,
to the environment, right?
okay, but also among the two all living poverty and population are the worst polluters of the environment, not of the environment. Yes. Trees are living older time,
In order to
in older time. In older time,
increase,
or during older times, sorry, in older time.
increase in the population.
See, in older time, there's increase in the population.
In the population. And the last one is
And fast development
of
in
cities.
cities are the main culprit.
Of cities, fast
Yes,
development.
in the population and
the fast development of cities.
of cities.
Yes.
When distributed to cities. Between.
Between the three more than between Ram and between Ram and Sham.
In Ram and Sham. In Ram and Sham.
No, between.
Sham is
Ramen chocolate, which are made from.
made of
Made of.
Similar to superior than
Sweets.
they are become
Which are big.
because says that is superior
of sweet.
It's superior
warm
to sweets. Big chocolate. Big chocolate.
What will this wiki says that chocolate is superior
From
dash sweets.
two,
To
the second, chocolate is superior
sweets, right?
to sweets.
Is addicted with chocolate.
Two. There is a chocolate.
Most of the birds prefer chocolate to milk. Chocolate
To chocolate milk.
Chocolate to sweets.
Of the boys prefer chocolates to sweets.
Chocolate.
To sweets.
She takes a lot of chocolate.
After
So takes a lot of trouble in the work.
Nutrients are taken.
taken dash Indian foods quite
Taking two. Taking two.
what does that
Taking two, you have to have adjusted, adapted to Indian food very fast.
Water period in the mathematics.
A got and A in the mathematics. For the test also to be the same. But in the test, we jump
Into the
into that.
the liquid from above
It's done. Jumping is always on a higher level.
For the
She did exercise.
form of
It can be she did exercise the comment.
Inside of the cover, inside the cover, in the cover.
when the brothers quarreled between them.
Quarrel is a bond of pets. The brothers quarrel among
With
themselves.
themselves.
Among themselves.
It was between them.
Yes.
What was the word is connected to the connected with you?
Yes, ma'am, we have the teachers.
It was the last thing she did.
Okay, now we do the next thing. Who starts the paragraph of the session paragraph first to paragraph? First we will read this paragraph. What is it called? Factual paragraph.
All the six are.
All six.
Yes,
And I correct them also.
No, ma'am. Ma'am, you just did second one.
What is, Mahadev, you finished your prepositions?
Yes, ma'am.
Any difficulty?
No, ma'am.
You have to start with the third one. You have to
Third one?
Yeah.
Okay, come on, let's do the third one. Call out the third one. Third answer the first one. We are doing now with the factual passages.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Question one, sub question one, answer B. Sub question two, answer A.
Yes.
Sub question three, answer C. Sub question four, answer C. Sub question five, answer A. Sub question six, answer A.
7. Nutrition. Nutrition.
So let's go and get about
Question 8,
question 8.
avoid the temptation to conspiracy.
Or second.
Second one, question 2.
How
Question 2, sub question 1, answer B. Sub question 2, answer B. Sub question 3, answer D. Sub question 4, answer C. Question passage 4. Question 1, sub question 1, answer B. Sub question 2, answer B. Sub question 3, answer B.
Can you say the one?
Have you done the factual passages, Mahadev?
Yes, ma'am.
All of them, all 6 you finished?
Ma'am, I have done till fourth one. I'll do the from yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I will do.
Yeah.
Yes,
You do the 6th one now.
yes.
Question 1, sub question 1, answer B. Sub question 2, answer B. Sub question 3, answer B. Sub question 4, answer C. Sub question 5, answer A. Sub question 6, answer D. Sub question 7.
So question 7 is road rehearsal.
Question 2, sub question 1, answer C. Sub question 2, answer A. Sub question 3, answer A. Sub question 4, answer D.
4 answer B.
Oh, क्या करते हैं? ये checking answer.
Sub question 3 answer is B, right? Rehearsal.
D use.
The more you last one, second last one. It's the fourth paragraph, second last one. The more you use the person experience of the pictures, the more likely that memory can be retrieved.
Passage 5. Question 1, sub question 1, answer B. Sub question 2, answer B. Sub question 3, answer C. Sub question 4, answer A. Sub question 5, answer C. Sub question 6, answer D. Question 7.
Cut up animation.
So question 7, cut out animation.
Question 2, sub question 1, answer C. Sub question 2, answer A. Sub question 3, answer C. Sub question 4, answer D. Passage 6. Question 1, sub question 1, answer B. Sub question 2, answer C. Sub question 3, answer A. Sub question 4, answer C.
What was the last one? Answer the following questions in 1 or 2 words or in 1 sentence. Come on, that you will do. क्या आपने? क्या नहीं? मैं करूँगी.
And we do only
कल मैंने बोला था. The complete accuracy.
decided to help the poor in India. She decided to help the poor in India when she was 26 years old, when she got her college.
Yeah.
What
So the customer had to fix it. Then you put age, you know, like 1 year, because you know, and then all the things, put the next smart. What?
So
she had very little support, and while trying to feed and help the poorest of the poor, she herself was not really happy and didn't have to help them.
Yeah, that's big one.
So
purpose of missionary charity according to
it is an organization to take care of the hungry, making the homeless, the blind, the lepers, all those unwanted, unloved, and uncared for throughout society. Second last paragraph. Second paragraph.
I suppose I was
Put your number here.
Mother Teresa was awarded the Nobel Prize for
undertaking the struggle to overcome poverty and disease.
which constituted refugees.
Next diagram.
Okay, second passage is also the discursive passage.
We will give you a story. After completion.
We have to sit.
Huh?
We have to sit for the next lecture.
What time do you get up in the morning?
May 6th.
6:30.
Yes,
You stay very close by.
I'm close by that.
You can walk.
Yes,
So you are able to have your breakfast and have a bath and rest and home.
from small breakfast. A little bit of cereal, chocolate, chocolate.
Chocolate is easy to take. You are okay to use a lot of chocolate. And chocolate is very of the previous.
Yes, ma'am. Chocolate. Instant food, ma'am. It's easy to
You biryani what time you have? And then very much breakfast. Go down by come always late to where you stay. And then you stay at the farm.
Mixed food.
How you come there?
Sometimes by rickshaw or car or
No cycle, you don't have cycle.
No, I have cycle. I used to come by cycling.
I have cycle, but
I became lazy.
that don't cross.
तो एक यहाँ पे मिलता है क्या? वो helmet पहनने का है।
Yes, I used to
You
like.
don't have helmet. Helmet पहनने को है।
Sometimes I walk, sometimes.
Sometimes walking is very fun. Then you get tired. You must just, season is very hot, we sweat and it's very difficult to learn. You maybe, you are thinking that. You're the only child of your parents.
No, I have a little sister. She's
Little
3 years
sister.
old.
Oh, such a big difference, yeah.
I wake up. I wake up at 7.
That's something we come to very close to this week.
Yeah, like 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
And how you have a bath and how you have a personality.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Morning prayer, nothing, no meditation, to sleep, to sleep.
So I'll make a
मम्मी तो
You are a mummy के लिए करती है?
आत्मा के लिए आपका तो
No, ma'am, like normal pay income and day to work is living.
do you agree to God will come out of the house? No. I get up at 4 o'clock. Then I sit for 1 hour, I'm on my bed doing my meditation.
When you go to sleep.
I go to sleep, I don't really know when exactly I go to sleep, but I know I'm in bed by 6, 7:30, 8:30. We are not old people, we are old people, so we are sleep now food very early. And then I'm sitting and watching the TV. Then I go to sleep, I go to the phone, so to sleep. I have to know follow my habits. You are the only child of your parents.
And that is sister in college.
She was in beauty classes.
No, she was in test series.
Beauty classes. What was her name?
Her name was Aditi Business.
Class. I don't think it's of that. I don't think so.
She only gave tests.
Yes, yes. You, your brother, your brother and sister,
Was better than us.
the three of you, your brother is smaller or what king?
Mom is very smaller than us.
What you really is that?
She's in 12.
In the class? No. Nothing. Which school line?
You'll find
She's in a state board.
CBSE.
I wrote it like that. Everyone just joke, joke.
Yes.
How you know?
No, she is. She is.
You're from the mind that school. What is her name? Yogi Sari.
I don't know my surname, but
What subject?
like,
Correct, yeah, right. She was in beauty classes. All good pictures from all over the actually I have beauty classes. Jyoti was in beauty classes. Short hair.
yes.
And she's I think now become in charge of the science department or something like that. She's a very good teacher, very good. Very, very good teacher. You are all alone.
That's a good thing. I can go with my friends. Like anytime, like during holiday.
I can't say. We were fine, we enjoyed. We enjoyed. Even if it is not nice to stay alone. So thanks.
That's why I had badminton 3 hours a day. Yeah, I had it. Stopped because of no, because of 10th this year. And it does not match.
I mean, is working or she's at home?
She used to work. She was a teacher.
Which school?
You are right in scholars.
You are also from the accident.
But she used to teach for pre-primary. Senior JC, yeah.
Nice, it's very, it's a great pleasure to teach it. I remember when we used to have online classes at home, that little KG teacher, we back others now, as one person. They would start, ma'am, I go to toilet, ma'am, I want to go to home, ma'am, वो मेरा पुस्तक लेता है, ma'am. My God, it's go on and on and on. I'm like, let's get it. Ma'am, को issue करने का है. Little children might go. I was like so angry, I didn't know what to do. That is the life of the teacher. She was so patient, so patient, so patient. If you were in my class, I would have given all through one hand, get out, get out, get out, get out. My class assembly, I was very happy. It was a very specially trained teachers, huh? Those teachers, you say, teaching class can't be what problem. I mean, what's a great deal? What's a grand thing in teaching small children? It is very effective to teach small. Older children, it's a different situation. It's more knowledge.
The psychology and all the child.
Oh, yeah, child. So, and today you cannot shout at children. You cannot say a word to them because you are going to be thrown into your job. You cannot say anything to the children. Nothing you can say to them. Nothing. Nothing. It's very tough. It's not easy. Older people go to job, our problem, we have to learn so much to teach you. We have to talk to you like adults. Okay, sometimes we behave like good children, then you will be thrashed. But mostly we teach you like adults. Because we behave like adults. This class, that class, oh. Chalo, it's time off, no? Okay, bye, children. That's the wish for the day. I would attend all my phone calls, so many calls. My children.
Right, that's it.
Morning sitting. Morning sitting.
Nice, very nice. The tournament कौन है? वर्ल्ड में खेल रहा है. Nice. ये मदर विच.
पीने की लोग
दिखना खतरनाक कीड़ा है.
अच्छा अच्छा ये ना इस टाइप का है
स्कोर कर दिया है मम्मी ने. आयुष मतलब खा लेता हूँ बहुत सारे करना है. क्या है खाना? ये कौन है? तू ही है ना ये? अरे वही मत कर मैं चालू.
वो यार वो क्या करूँ
अपने आप से आया क्या? कुछ भी आप क्या क्या? क्या? तेरा वेट नहीं कर सकता. मैं खाने लगा.
अरे एलिक्सर वेस्ट कर रहा है मेरा
होने देना. मम्मी ने चश्मा समझ नहीं सिर्फ इसको अलग ही है यार. बहुत परेशान कर रहा है. बताता हूँ.
yes 300 ये चाहिए था
I show you.
हाँ I show you
You show you.
टावर एक सीखना पड़ेगा उसके लिए मतलब मेरा दूसरा कोर्स
सही समझ. Hello.
इनका मेरे यहाँ पे इंटरेस्टिंग है मेरे से
ये स्टोरी नहीं दिखा रहा था कब है आज है आई यूपी कलर से लेकर उसको दिखा नहीं रहा that's it
ए 15 नेक्स्ट संडे ना नेक्स्ट संडे मुझे इंग्लिश का नहीं मिल रहा है नेक्स्ट संडे मेरे को
नेक्स्ट संडे नहीं कमिंग संडे
Nice day, buddy. Everyone better. Now, food I मुझे मैथ्स और केमिस्ट्री आता था
आगे चला
KK23
चिता तो नहीं रहा
oh yes
ज्यादा जल्दी से नहीं सकते ये इतना एग्जाम कहाँ से आया
कभी नहीं जीत पाए देखो ठीक है
मेरे को बता दो स्क्रीन पे वैसे
हम लोग को डिफाइन क्या कर सकते हैं और हर एक पेयर को सप्लाई
हो जा
ओ अक्सर जब तेरा शेयर आया कम क्यों रखना है मेरा थोड़ा ज्यादा तो लगता है लेकिन मुझे मजा है मुझे मजा ही नहीं आया सलाम मेरा इधर से गया है लावा मारने की फिर नहीं ना मुझे इतना पसंद है क्या अब मैं चल रहा हूँ भाई यार
Yes, yes. GG.
नहीं नहीं
अच्छा टेबल के बाद में इसका टाइम टेबल लगाए
अब नहीं हो गया जीतने ही नहीं देता है क्योंकि अप रैंकिंग जा रहा है मैं लो रैंक में मैं कुछ नहीं मैं मिडिल में हूँ ये तो पता नहीं जो भी है सागर और व्हाट्सएप नेम
अरे यार मेरे को फिजिक्स कितना लेना चाहिए
तो एक अलग ही
अभी नेक्स्ट चीज पे जाना है
पता नहीं मम्मी ये
कैसे देखा तो भाई सब ना वापस कितना खोल के दिया है तो कल के वीडियो में स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं
एक मास थोड़ा कॉन्सेप्ट में स्टार्ट कर रहा है
ऐसा ऐसे खुलता है प्लीज कल ड्रॉप तरफ घुमाया भाई ना हमेशा एंटी क्लॉकवाइज घुमाते हैं कभी जब घूमते हैं वो लोग क्लॉकवाइज घुमाते हैं
अब तो रेडी हो गया कि मेरे पास
जितने दूर से तब तू कैसा है Elixir बोल रहा हूँ रेंज के कितने दूर है ये क्या है ये कोई मार रहा था मेरा मोबाइल सेव कर आप लोग कल हो गया
अभी तो बहुत पसंद है
और दिन वैसे नहीं करते तो बहुत वैसे किया
carbohydrates
मुझे बंद ही नहीं करेगा और डर लगता है जो भी ज्यादा होने का तो ज्यादा नहीं देता है पापा ने बोल दिया सर से नहीं लगा मैं हैंड वॉश कर दिया
So am I at the right time?
yes sir
Okay. So first of all, finish all your lovely pyar bhara dabbas. Then we will start. So Madhav, are you at the right place now?
Yes, sir.
Good. Even morning there was a committee with me. Come. I've come and started. You didn't also tell me, so that's the reason.
Teachers are always right.
We are always not always right. ये भाई साहब मेरा लेक्चर उधर आईसीएसई में था. क्या रे माधव?
सर पासवर्ड में एक डिजिट गलत हो गया तो सर वो उसमें ज्वाइन हो.
It's okay, it's okay. Your teacher was also in a wrong room in early morning. क्या उसके ऊपर क्या बैठ रहा है? इधर आ. अच्छा ठीक है. डब्बा भी साइज की तरह एक ही है बैठ रहा है. क्या? Very small one is that? Lucky chap, sir. Okay. Did I start with the first or the second chapter? Second chapter. We are at the sectors of Indian economy, correct? Yes, what happened? So in the sectors, we have discussed all the three sectors in depth, correct?
Yes.
Morning so beautifully. I felt very bad and comedy also. It's okay. Since I know your English is there. The ma'am, ma'am. Primary, secondary, and tertiary. Now let us directly get into that interdependence. Huh? I've already explained.
Sir, I'm not able to see the board, sir. The side, the monitor camera is visible.
Just 1 minute. I did not share the camera.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. युग पांडे पहले भी बार तेरे जैसा आ रहा था उधर मेरे लेक्चर में. युग पांडे, why are you still online? क्या हो गया तुझे? Arya is still connected?
Yes, sir.
I can see you. You have to keep your cameras on. That's the condition. Good. And where is this youth fellow? So we have already done primary, secondary, and tertiary. Any query, anybody? Pakka. And I think I have explained even primary and secondary how they are dependent and interdependent. Let us connect now tertiary. Look here carefully. So I said primary supplies what? The basic raw material. Correct? Yes. Oh. And this is secondary.
Finished product.
It supplies, we can say FP, finished products, like we can say tractors, fertilizers. Very good. Here it is, we can say raw cotton, correct? Now both are dependent and interdependent. Now if I say tertiary, I will use some color pens. A tertiary is going to connect both which sector? Both primary sector as well as the this sector. Very good. Oh my boy, good. It is the facilities like transport, correct? It is facility like banking, finance. If I use the word logistic, any idea?
Yes, sir, logistics is.
Oh, what is it? What is the right answer?
Transport. Sir, transportation of material.
Materials. Logistic means is the documentation work, the paper related work. I'm sending goods from Bombay to Maharashtra, interior Maharashtra, no big logistics. But I'm sending goods from India to Africa. Then lots and lots of paperwork. So that is this department. So I'm saying tertiary is one department which connects both what? Secondary and tertiary. Primary. So all in all, we say all the three sectors are connected and interconnected. Or I can use the word dependent and interdependent. If I want to write it in words, how will I write?
So is tertiary dependent on primary and secondary?
More or less tertiary, more is the loans demand for industries and factories, more is the banking sector pushed up. If good is the agricultural production, they want buying more and more machines and comes from secondary. And for buying a machine, they need money. An average JCB cost, any idea? Average JCB might be close to a Audi car that we buy it. An Audi car क्या करेगा? JCB का काम कर सकता है? नहीं कर सकता है. You go to that Ulve area, Navi Mumbai airport. Half of the car wallahs are now rich businessmen now. One, their land has been given. Second, everyone has bought one JCB or a dipper lorry. You know what is a dipper? A huge one. They get per day, per day. They say 5 to 15,000 per day. Just for giving that lorry to them, and they are using it. So in a month, oh my God, what a income that person is having. No doubt, sorry to use that word, gawalas are having big. देखा है इधर है कुछ गाँव मैंने तो नहीं देखा अभी 2 बार जाकर आया nothing early morning getting and doing all kinds of around business and late evening same. So we always believe either it is primary or secondary, the more important roles of its sector, tertiary. Because we are not moving towards multinational, we are now moving towards a big multicultural and multi-country. If you remember this Ukraine and what do you call it, Russia, Ukraine is the largest producer of wheat. But it is Punjab and Haryana, both Ukraine and Russia. Now both are busy, na? But then now it is Indian farmers getting a right chance. Chance for what? Sending the wheat for Ukraine as some humanity, give them free of cost, but not for any other European countries. Till now, Indian farmers were feeding Asian people only. Now we can have 2 more stars in our column. What is that? We are feeding European people as well. So this is the importance of interdependence of its sector. Primary, secondary, and tertiary. Now write that heading in your notebook. Yes. Tertiary only, na? Now, so this boy has done.
Sir, I think we had written one sentence in tertiary sector.
How many points we have written?
Sir, I think one sentence.
Only one, na? Then let us write more.
2 points.
For tertiary, 2 points. Write the 3rd point. Achha, then write the 4th point. Tertiary sector in India. Tertiary sector in India contributes. Tertiary sector in India contributes heavily. Tertiary sector in India contributes. Tertiary sector, correct. Primary, secondary, you have already written, is it? I am giving only for tertiary now, because that's more important. Heavily towards the development of primary and secondary. Tertiary sector contributes heavily.
Sir, can you repeat?
Primary, tertiary sector contributes heavily towards the development of primary and secondary sector. What are you writing?
No, sir, I'm not at.
Write down. Second point, or whatever is the point. Next point. Banking and insurance. Banking and insurance. Transport and communication. Banking and insurance.
And these are examples.
Example today. The services. Transport and communication are the most essential services. Banking and insurance, transport and communication are the most essential services supporting the P and S. What is P and S? Correct. Then the last sentence.
You have to write PNS or primary.
Abhi likh लो ना PNS. I'll keep you in my lectures the least troubled. You are not there for English, is it? You come from English. Write down the next point. Technological improvement. Technological improvement. Industrial upgradation. ठीक है. Industrial upgradation. Technological improvements, industrial upgradation has led to the expansion and diversification of the tertiary sector into the overall contribution. Into the overall contribution. Okay. Now you can write a small technical, not technical, term called GDP. GDP. Let me explain. You write a full form, gross domestic product. Gross domestic product. GDP. Bracket you can write NI, national income. One of the same. Huh? Now looking at the volume, can anybody tell me what it is? Anyway, I'm going to explain in detail. I want to see how my students are capable now. Already capable, but more capable.
This is the value of final goods and service is during a particular year.
Oh, wonderful, that's it. And what does it mean?
So the amount, the value of all the goods and services in a
Very good, very good. I'm liking it, or I'm loving it. So look here, everyone. We say it is money value, correct? We do not use barter system today. And then the next keyword, final goods and services. Am I writing G and S? Understandable?
Yes.
Produced during one financial year. Anybody financial year in India?
March to March.
March to March.
April to March.
No, I don't know. It is 31st April.
The 31st March.
Hey, March and those. 1st March.
First.
Then I slowly write next year. Then I say it is only within the which boundary? The domestic.
Sir, but April only has 30 days.
It's a 30th March. Or 30th April, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
So what about the part that is not the 2nd March to 29th April?
No, this is previous year, na?
Yes, but
April से लेके next March पकड़ेगा तो one पूरा year के अंदर चलेगा. March comes first. April comes first, and the March after that, is it? Something like that. Now, if I tell you the word is money value, what is barter system?
The exchange of one product for another.
Can't we use barter system here? Why not?
it will become too complicated and everybody does not have thoughts.
He's good at it. Complicated क्यों होगा? Because nobody is using barter.
All the things not really equal value.
But where is the barter today? It is all monetized economy. What is monetized? You give me the product, I'll pay you. You say, sir, I don't have the money. You keep my pencil box with you. बोला ठीक है, जा घर जाके पैसे लेकर. So we always believe,
So that's loan, right?
yes, that's good. So we always believe it is money value. And why it is final? Is there any other goods also between final? We have something called as intermediate goods. नहीं सुना रहेगा?
Sir, but I thought exactly it is final goods.
वो भी तो बता रहा हूँ. Good यार. You guys are asking me rampant questions. Or I can use the word semi-finished goods. You know what are semi-finished? Which is not half. Give me any example. You come to my building garage. I said I have a car. I open the garage with the remote, and it slowly goes up, and you're shocked to see what's inside. I said, "Kya dekha?" I have a car without 4 tires, without steering, without lights. अब बोलेगा ये कौन सा भंगार है? Semi-finished car. As she asked me, if I used only the semi-finished car, I will be counting the value now. When it becomes fully finished, again I will be counting the value. So in economics, there is a problem. That problem is called as double count. What is double counting? When you are counting the value of a commodity in 2 stages. Correct? Very good. It will not give me correct GDP. It will give me a wrong GDP. So what the economy said, cancel all this. Only which goods?
Final goods. So the ones which are completely
Ready, ready to use are calculated. In fact, your ready to use है उसमें सारा कुछ आ जाता है ना, raw material का, labor का, सब का आ जाता है. Next, I am saying financial year. In fact, many people still mock India. ये क्या मार्च है, अप्रैल अभी जैसे आप लोग confusion हुआ. Foreign, especially European countries, take it as direct 1st Jan, 31st December. इंडिया में कौन सा ईयर है? फाइनेंशियल ईयर है, एकेडमिक ईयर है, कैलेंडर ईयर है, हिंदू कैलेंडर ईयर है, मराठी कैलेंडर काल निर्णय है ना, काल निर्णय ना, तेलुगु कैलेंडर, I don't know what all. I remember according to Hindu calendar, the year it goes on, you will laugh. We are in 2040. Huh? It's 2022. No. Hindu calendar is far ahead. I remember people ask me, sir, April Fool. I हाँ बहुत बार बना है. Any idea why April Fool Day? Before
I think the Britishers made fool of Indians or something like.
Correct. He's right. Not Britishers, they were Americans.
Oh yes, okay.
They were using a calendar in which 1st April was the beginning. Suddenly the Britishers brought a calendar which 1st Jan. The Americans बाकी लोग ने quickly accept कर लिया 1st Jan. But that sets of people were started using 1st April only. The Europeans call them, these are April Fool. Correct? So this is how that April Fool Day has been coined. So directly our country is saying April में start कर रहा है, so चले पूरा country को fool करने वाले. But ठीक है, the budget is presented in the parliament and we get it. So the financial year is 30th April to the 1st March of the next year. And then we say only the domestic boundary. Why only domestic boundary?
So because outside
Indians working abroad, they will send the money back to India. That's no doubt they are going to spend all the money. Indians are also good at it. But whatever producing he is doing, that will be added into the national income of that country, not India. Sir, मैं तो पूरा पैसा भेज देता हूँ सर, महीने का सिर्फ $1000 लगता है, ठीक है, पूरा क्लिक मेरे पास. But anyway, the earning activity is outside India, not inside India. Are you understanding? So again, I'm saying money value, final goods and services during one financial year and calculated within the domestic product. Now put that definition in a notebook. It refers to the value of money value, all final goods and services.
Refers to money value.
Of all final goods and services produced during one financial year produced during one financial year, comma, within the domestic boundary. Produced during one financial year within the domestic boundary of the country. Okay. That's with that. I think we want to- The next, directly we can get into your volume. It's on page number 217. We have historical changes. आप बोलेगा सर अभी तो हम हिस्ट्री से दूर आए and again you guys are asking us to mark the historical changes. And if I tell you what is historical changes are, we have analyzed all these three sectors: primary, secondary, and tertiary. All the three sectors has gone under different changes. No more my agriculture is that old मेरा देश का धरती है ना, बुल ले लिया और ये ले लिया और चलो चलो जाएंगे लिखित agriculture. I have all modern means now: tractors, harvesters, cutters, threshers, and we are not growing crops only for India. अभी मैंने बोला सर यूक्रेन में भी हम करते हैं. I ask a normal farmer, crops grown for what? Outside, abroad. I think the place where this girl is sitting, Arya, all the grapes, wines in Europe. In fact, whatever wines, even I personally have tasted, Indian wines are not so good enough. France is considered to be the best, but uska cost bhi utna hi hai. I don't know the place where she's there, all the grapes are exported to that land only. They have their own methods of producing so it's flowers, fruits, we can say even Alfonsos. It goes up to United States. And people love this Alfonsos. Correct? So there is a historical change in which sector? Primary. Now let's see the word secondary sector. What is secondary? Sir, only industry and factory. Either a factory tha, either jata tha. No, sir. Now the factories are in MIDC's areas. What are MIDC? Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation Board. And even now we have SEZs, Special Economic Zones. These are those zones where only those industries are allowed to open jiska direct export foreign country mein jata. So India has been one country which is doing all European banks work in India. What is that? Call center people. और क्यों रात को जाता है और सुबह आता है?
So one which manufacture things for the country and for the international.
Yeah, separate zone. SEEPs, special economic zones.
So what is the manufacturer?
They have in-house also. अभी जैसे Titan watches everybody knows. Lovely watches sir. Titan 3 लाख का भी watch बनाता है. Mainly for the Europeans. And they have one watch which is, you draw a scale or line, the slimmest watches in the world, right? Then you remember Tata buses. Entire Africa manufacture is only Ashok Leyland. Ashok, that's the Tata ka production. Did I not say they have taken a big tender of Maharashtra, all over Maharashtra AC buses? Tata. If I want to come to tertiary sector now, our days, our teachers used to say, aim for a 5-figure salary. Abhi bolte hain 5-figure usse mera kya? I will target for a 6-figure salary. 1 lakh a month. Chodo sir 3 lakh bhi mil jayegi. Kaun sa sector mein milega? IT sector mein milega. IT. What does it mean? Today you aim yourself in a banking. You want to open up a big transport firm of your own. Or you want to start a bank of your own. क्यों? बचपन से यही करता था. सबसे पैसा लेता था और दूसरे कुछ करता था. है ना? So look how the entrepreneurs you guys are. No doubt you get into science or engineering, whatever. But anyway, the rate at which unemployment is growing, by the time you finish, I don't want to predict. पापा ने बोला है इंडस्ट्री खोलना है. मैं सोच रहा हूँ 50 lakh का लोन डालना. Government of India supports that. You don't beg for a job. You create a job of your own. SSIs. You know what are SSIs? Small scale industries. When he was in Germany, he was addressing Indian diaspora. He was saying, 10 years before, there are only 652 some small companies, or it's called startups. You know, this is startups. But now he says 2022, more than 65,000 startups. अच्छा आप 12th के बाद क्या करेगा सर जो भी करेगा बट मुझे लगता है ना सर मेरा एक छोटा सा कंपनी होने वाला है और पापा ने तो पैसा रेडी रखा है बस मैं उधर एमडी बन जाएगा आप आ जाओ सर आपको दे देंगे मतलब क्या मार्केटिंग वो बड़े करते What does it mean? He is not waiting for the government for give a job. You develop a job. So why do you need to go abroad for a job? Create the same job in India. And they say the rate at which India is growing. They say next 10 years, India will be the global market already. So when I'm saying tertiary sector has also undergone big changes. So we are going to say primary sector, secondary sector, as well as which sector? Tertiary. Let us ask him to read the historical changes.
At the initial stages of development, primary sector was the most important sector of economic activity. Most of the goods produced were national products from the primary sector. Most people were also employed in the sector. In the process, new methods of manufacturing were introduced. Factories came up and started expanding. Those people who had earlier worked on farms now began to work in large factories in large numbers.
Underline large factories and large numbers.
They began to use many more goods that were produced in factories at cheap rates. Secondary sector gradually became the most important thing to production.
Underline total production and employment means when in independence and what is now. If I tell you regarding India, you will be a little bit confused. 2 years hence, what were you doing? Online. What were you doing? Sleeping. Was the teacher asking? Come on, sir, online lecture had all advantages, sir. But the parents were totally buzzed off. You know? I mean, the right word. मेरा बच्चा लैपटॉप में ही बैठा रहता है लेक्चर भी चालू है फिर मालूम पड़ा ऑनलाइन में सडनली उसका स्कोर आया है PUBG का फिर ये क्या है मैथ था मैथ तो हम लोग को लगा थोड़ा स्कोर देख लेगा so now you are coming out now you are meeting the teachers historical changes 1947 I can have a song called मेरा देश का धरती सोना उगले something अभी भी वही गाना बजेगा but it will be the digital beats and there will be one rap singer jumping onto the tractor yo man yo राजेंद्र वो जो भी बेचारा बंदा था ये क्या कर दिया मेरे गाने का yo now I say hospitals earlier पहले अंदर जाता ही सिर्फ इतना ही देखेगा क्या हुआ पहले नहीं पूछेगा बोलो जब एक सलाइन चढ़ा तो 2 इंजेक्शन अभी ना as soon as you enter the hospital the lovely receptionist उसको देख के आधा बीमारी मेरा खत्म हो जाता है एंड किससे मिलेंगे सर मिलना तो तुम सही था सर स्पेशलिस्ट है सर ब्रेन स्पेशलिस्ट आई स्पेशलिस्ट और फीस वो महा स्पेशलिस्ट The patient is so happy to get admitted in the hospital. A class till the discharge notice doesn't come. Only 1.5 lakhs of rupees. Heart attack now. So now we have hospitals which we call it as multi-speciality hospitals. Sir, our own schools, international. What is the international fees? Facility, ठीक है थोड़ा बहुत ठीक. Sitting in India, the boy is giving exams of US. SAT exams have passed, sir. And UT is already providing that also. Oh my God, UT. By the time you finish your 12th, you get your admissions from Oxford or Cambridge. Sachin, और क्या? मतलब बच्चा पहले एक बात से खुश होता है, अभी आज मम्मी पापा से फ्री चाय, उधर जाने के बाद जोर होएगा बच्चा. But then their study, their campus is totally different. So I say education services, hospital. Better. Till 12th standard, no fees in abroad. And 10 o'clock the school starts and 12 o'clock the school ends.
So the education system is better in other countries than India.
I always feel India is the best. Sorry to say like that. Because Indian scientists and Indian doctors are working in America. Senior most scientists. कभी भी सुना अमेरिका से पढ़ के आके इंडिया में काम करता है?
But why the fees are higher in India?
Because majority of the foreign countries, they earn the money from foreign students only. And let me tell you, this Punjab and Haryana farmers, so rich in the agriculture money. किधर है आपका बेटा? कनाडा में. किधर है आपके बेटी? यूएस में है. किधर है आपका बेटा? लंदन में है. You and me, Mumbai, where I send all my two children to America? I need to take a loan. I remember my fees on scholarship was 9,000 pounds in one of the MBA colleges in London. Not now, 9,000 pounds. I asked, sir, I passed the scholarship. I got a scholarship. Very good, sir. आपको local fees waive off कर दिया. Local fees कितना था? 2,933 pounds. मैंने only 3,000 waive off किया. हाँ sir, international fees तो आपको भरना पड़ेगा. तो 12,000 में से they just waived off 3,000 pounds. So for a domestic student in London, only 3,000. For a foreign student, 12,000 pounds. Imagine only one student. No, lakhs of students go. It is all because of you and me only. Chalo America, chalo London, chalo Delhi. इधर भी तो है.
But the fees are higher in India, right?
No. As compared to abroad, Indian fees are far cheaper. You say JM, Jamnalal Bajaj. Sidnam, the law college is one of the best in India. Best. But आपको बाहर से दिखेगा ये क्या सर म्युनिसिपल का बिल्डिंग की तरह दिखेगा. But the lawyers, they come from all the way from Delhi as a guest lecturer. If you are interested in law, I'm saying. So in every sector, I say primary, secondary, and tertiary, there is a big change, and that also at minimum possible time. India is going to celebrate this coming year as the 75th year of independence. Everyone knows? Government has planned for the 100th year of celebration. 100 or 25 saal pada hai. And now if our Prime Minister is only 71 or 72, add 25 more. How much he will be? 90 plus. But Mr. Modi has done all the secret planning. भैया जी आप तब तक रहेंगे वो बात की बात है, but हमारा पार्टी रहे. And you people must see what all the beautiful programs they have already planned for it. I mean, I don't know how many have planned for your career, but I've seen some students, 10th standard. So I've planned 12th, after 12th this, and after degree this, and after that I get a job. And पक्का वो लड़का या लड़की वैसे ही करता है. हमारा planning, अभी ये lecture खत्म होगा, फिर एक 15 मिनट झपकी मारूंगा, बाहर जाके समोसा पाव खाऊंगा, फिर से आके 3 घंटे कल का क्या है, कल देखा चल. So if you start planning, what might you see? You never get tired from any part of your work. Sorry to say, even myself also very lazy during the school days. But I used to get the rank at hook or crook. Nobody will beat me in that. Why? I made one point that studying I will not disturb at any cost. But cricket was my favorite little bit. I used to play at a higher level also. But then one thing I made it a point that if you plan properly, you can. And UT has given all wonderful facilities for you. अभी हमारा ICSE बोलते क्या सर चैप्टर फिनिश नहीं हुआ उधर चैप्टर का टेस्ट रेडी. एक टेस्ट क्या खत्म हुआ दूसरा पेपर का टाइम टेबल आ भी गया. This is very bad. I'm not saying very bad. Step by step, they are doing it for you. In one shot, you study 15 chapters. Very good. Step by step, 3 chapters. That's okay. 5 times test, done. And what you be also giving? That solution set with you? Yeah, bacha solution set. Hey, bada ho ke that is how do you? Acha, ऐसा है क्या? चलेगा question paper ही है. By mistake, by God's grace, I think paper होने के बाद solution set देता है. पेपर के साथ दे दे तो भैया उसको भी बांध के भेज देगा एंड ऊपर अपना नाम और रोल नंबर डाल ये मैंने छापा है दे मुझे मार्क्स so why I'm saying it this changes you need to bring in either I push you your parents push you or you push you nothing is going to happen early morning उठते ही पहले होता और 7:30 का लेक्चर बहुत जल्दी नहीं है कम से कम 11 बजे तो रखने का है ठीक है थोड़ा जल्दी है बट मैनेज कर ले जो जल्दी है 11 बजे हाँ सर 10:30 बजे तक तो आपके नहीं पूछा so look how the government has really made you to understand what now you feel your job in such a sector where your monthly payment should not be less than 3 lakhs I am ready for that you have to uplift yourself फिर बच्चा बोलते कितना काम करेगा मतलब महीने में 4 दिन जाऊंगा 5वां दिन पे जाऊंगा और 3 लाख से नीचे what does it mean minimum effort but salary max for that you have to get into financial market only invest your money stock market mutual funds but that also not so easy nowadays क्योंकि वो ad जब टीवी में आता है entire ad goes very slow the last 1 minute mutual funds are subject to market please read the document अच्छा बोले क्या बोला उसने अभी गवर्नमेंट ने बोला उसको स्लोली रीड करो अभी आ रहा था तो म्यूचुअल फंड्स आर सब्जेक्टेड टू द मार्केट रिस्क प्लीज रीड द डॉक्यूमेंट्स केयरफुली बिफोर इन्वेस्टिंग इट so they say with this manpower what India is having maybe next few years China is taking loan from India already India is giving good amount of investment India has invested direct into Moscow city. One of the biggest hospitals is sponsored by India. So Russia is such a powerful country, or India अगर उधर invest करा तो होता है power of the country. So in future you feel that I want to be in one among them. मतलब किसके? रतन टाटा right में, अंबानी left में, और मैं center में. You can realize. Is it so difficult? No, but you have to work hard for it. So that is what I am saying, historical changes. Is it okay? Let's proceed. Next point.
However, over time, a shift took place. This means that the importance of the sectors have changed. In the past 100 years, there has been a further shift from secondary to tertiary sector being developed.
Underline that, secondary to tertiary. Now people are more attracted towards tertiary. Next.
The service sector has become important in terms of total production. Most of the working people are also employed in the service sector. This is the general pattern observed in the
Underline that word general pattern. मतलब you go to US, America or England, 90% of the populations are working in service sector. If I say America contributes agriculture only 8%, only. Whereas India is 46% in agriculture. Yes.
So but they are like farms.
Yes, they use a light combat aeroplane to spray pesticides. Huge farms. You ask Indian farmers aeroplane kab dekha in first standard school textbook. A for aeroplane. Now India is no farm. Indian farmers are using drones. You know what drones are? To spray pesticides. So शायद एक दिन हम भी अमेरिकन cowboy या ऑस्ट्रेलियन cowboy की तरह hat वोट लगा के आए. हमारा cowboy कैसे दिखता है? इधर से तो इधर ड्रेस नहीं है बेचारे के पास. और बेचारा इधर कैसे तो पहना है, कवर किया है. Instead of a gun or this one in the hand, one lakdi. There. That is Australian. So वो तो कुछ अलग है. So we always believe that change is happening. But I can't say आज वो ऐसा दिखा कल ही जाके वो अपने आप को salon में जाके change करके आएगा. It will take some time. but definitely the change is expected. Let's go into the next column. Okay, there is a question here. You look at the two bar diagram, the 73, 74 and 13, 14. Are you seeing? Look at the first one. Which was the largest producing sector? You see that graph. Primary is the dark one, secondary is little bit darker, and the lighter one is tertiary. So largest producing sector is what? Did you see? Oi, तुझे ही बोल रहा हूँ. Are you understanding? Second one. Which was the largest producing sector in 2014, 13, 14? Did you see from where to where? From 2 lakh in crores to almost 5.5, not 5.5, close to 6 lakhs. Can you say which sector has grown most over 40 years? Which sector? Tertiary. What was the GDP of India in 13, 14?
57 lakhs.
Yeah. But are you directly going up till there? It is above 5,50,000, hai? So it is close to. It's okay, but it is above 55 lakh if you see the scale. And what is the comparison between 73 and 74? Increase in which production is more? Tertiary is more as compared to secondary. Let us write this in your notebook. Rising importance of only the heading. And you will understand and I'll make you to rest. Okay, I'll give it. You want right now or after the second lecture? After this lecture, not the second lecture. After the second lecture, you will run away. I think when I explain,
So I have to put the heading.
Now, if I want to tell you what is these points are telling, very simple. I've already told you. Even banking, very high development. Even transport, very high development. Even our communication, very good development. A time was there, China was #1 subscriber of mobile and SIM cards from India. #1 producer of mobile phones, again India. And #1 producer of cars, again India. We buy everything from foreign and we produce. Germany, but maximum selling part I'm saying. So if today the foreign company doesn't open their office in India, they'll say it will be very late. Here you can sell a car worth ₹1 lakh, nano, and 1 CR. You have a variety of customers here, variety of consumers here. I satisfy my hunger hardly for 50 rupees also. For one coffee is 1,500 rupees. That is also there. Some 5-star hotels. Sir, वो ambience इतना अच्छा था. Ambience पी रहा है या coffee पी रहा है? Sorry, go to Starbucks. Amazing. You take one big cup and you keep it for hours. And music, Wi-Fi, what else? If your अपना coffee stall खत्म हो गया है, वो भी चल रहा है. You see the biggest of the 5-star hotels, the biggest of the posh buildings, exactly opposite एक झोपड़पट्टी भी रहे, है ना? सर मैं हर रोज 5-star होटल में नाश्ता करता हूँ. वहाँ बेटा कैसे? वो है तो ढाबा, हम लोग ने इसका नाम 5-star रखा. What does it mean? Now slowly we are moving away. The tertiary sector is becoming very good. I don't know whether how many people know. We have a course in our country called IATA course. Indian Aviation and Tourism Association. You get a job today called as you are a guide. ये कौन सा job है? सर मुझे बचपन से बहुत घूमने का शौक था. पापा ने बोला ये चल घूमते रह पूरा इंडिया. हाँ, salaries are good. Common paid people are. सर मुझे बचपन से ना सर बहुत टेक्निकल सामान को खराब करने का आदत था. अभी इज इन ITI और IIT. बच्चे ने ड्रोन बना लिया. हाँ, ये भी करता है क्या? So many new things. So now the tertiary sector is day by day improving every day. Because the entire world was in a standstill due to COVID. No doubt India was also. But then people said India ka production in-house bhi chalu hi tha. If I tell you railways had done all big major works during COVID, वैसे भी तो ट्रेन बनी था. Construction of bridges, laying of tracks, clearing of the signals. But the railways was working tirelessly. Did we not make the railway coaches as the emergency standby COVID hospitals?
Yeah.
Yes. The idea है यार, Chinese को भी ऐसा idea नहीं आया. भैया 3 टायर में ऊपर नीचे तीनों को डाल दिया, चल इधर ही बैठ. Means this importance of tertiary sector every year, every day. Maybe by the time you finish your degree, you might be getting a biggest offer from the biggest company in the world, but placed in India. I see my own next building fellows go to US for working for Amazon. Where the Amazon ka sabse biggest market in India, biggest market. But I don't know, when Amazon was introduced in India, they were a little bit not happy because of the government troubles. But today, every minute, every second, they are running like anything. If I say the McD's, the largest outlet in the world, they say 1 minute mein, in 1 minute, they sell not more than 9 million burgers. So uska 50% burgers India mein bilta hai. So this is how we are calculating the business. A normal chai wala, so sir ye to chai wala hai, he might be earning per day 3,000 rupees per day, removing all his costs. Acha, sir 12 ke baad karunga, bola tera हाँ, means what? You have to manage yourself. But the service sector is growing. आगे जाके आप एक नया सर्विस इंडस्ट्री भी खोल सकता है. सर माइंड क्लियरिंग, माइंड वॉशिंग सर्विस. ठीक है, जो भी बच्चा एग्जाम के लिए जाता है, आधा घंटा हम उसका माइंड क्लियर करके छोड़ सर्विस है. क्या पता 2 बच्चा को अच्छा बेनिफिट मिला और बच्चा ने टॉप कर दिया, तो जो आपका ट्यूशन छपा. If I tell you, you will laugh. In London, there is a lady, I think, I don't know her name. She makes 2% sleeps on her lap for next 1 hour. They say 25 pounds for 1 hour. Service. कि जो बेचारा इतना टेंशन में, this lady gives her a tap and ये जो हमारी नानी माँ करती है, नानी माँ ने कभी पैसे नहीं लिया, but वो लेती है. Look at this. Service is anything and everything. एक 9 month old बेबी को उठा के पानी में फेंकता लंदन में, वो बेचारा हाँ भू करके बाहर लाता. ये नया सर्विस. इन्फेंट्स स्विमिंग सर्विस. हमारा बाल इतना बढ़ जाता है, we go to salon. In India, pet shops are more, है ना? Sir, pet salons. ये बेचारा all doggies in a beautifully dressed, they are sitting. टोकन डाल के बेचारा गले में बैठा है. क्या वो बाल काटना है, तेरा किधर? And that fellow is like that any bongy fellow and वो करता है 1,000 rupees. बोले क्यों? डॉग का है, तेरा नहीं. So look what all the services we are bringing in. So I said a hospital has become multi-speciality. Your own schools have become international schools. Correct? The transport in India, now they are saying in next 2 years, India will have all best transports. एक हाइपर लूप करके भी इंडिया में आ गया है. You know what is हाइपर लूप? From Bombay to Pune, hardly 23 minutes. It travels in a tube. I'll show it in the next lecture. And they are launching all over the world, but India is the biggest market. Already Bangalore, they have started the test flight. Hyper loop, Virginia करके मैं एक वीडियो दिखाता हूँ. मैं geography में दिखाऊंगा अभी वीडियो. And it moves in vacuum. And it is very safe. No tension. It's like a capsule, under like a capsule, and it runs with great speed. May not be 200 kilometers per hour, no problem. 300 भी टच कर सकता है. तो देखो यहाँ से पुणे जाने के लिए अगर 23 मिनट्स लगेगा तो क्या चाहिए? That also in a sub.
After how many years?
Now it is already Mumbai airport का side से digging चालू है. देखो that is the company's tension. वो जो कर रहा है, वो जिसने से चल गया, हमको क्या अंदर बैठने का और जा. कितना टिकट है? चलो लेना. Did we not start the water taxi services from Navi Mumbai? You don't know water taxi? From Seawoods to Gateway of India.
Yes, sir.
Very good, he knows it. Achha, you have seen it. It is
Yes.
45 minutes only, but tickets are a bit costly, 600 rupees. But ठीक है ना, यहाँ से Gateway of India अगर तू बस या कार से गया तो खत्म. But through the water, that also exact 45 minutes you will touch. So look how India is moving. अभी I don't know how many have seen. अभी वाशी में भी मैंने देखा ना, अभी vertical gardens all over the highways. देखा है? ऐसा बड़ा-बड़ा steel fixtures लगाया है. And every fixtures have a root-like thing and small pot-like thing. And there are small pots. And plants grow in it. And these are ordinary plants नहीं है. These plants grow only with carbon dioxide. Carbon monoxide. हाँ. So इसको हम लोग vertical gardens बोलते हैं, vertical gardens. मतलब ये कौन सा garden है यार? मतलब garden जो ऐसा रहता है उसको directly खड़ा कर दिया, चल खड़ा हो जाए. Already NH4 में बाकी हर जगह government of India ने लगा दिया है. So how many vehicles pass by it? It is exhaust pipe. It will absorb all that, and it grows only with that unwanted polluted air only. So are you understanding? I can keep on saying. So this is the nothing but rising importance of its sector. Got it? Let's make her read. I'll give it in your notebook, but in a very simple lines. Carry on.
Why is the tertiary sector becoming so important in India? There could be several reasons. First, in any country, several services such as hospitals, educational institutions, post and telegraph services, police stations, ports, villages, administrative offices, municipal.
Don't need to read. Directly companies open bracket from hospitals and close bracket in companies. These are underlined basic service. Government has to underline responsibility. Now second, it is the development of underline agriculture and industry. Then put all this into bracket, transport, storage, close the bracket. Greater development of underline primary and secondary. Third, income levels rise. Underline many more services, eating out, tourism, shopping. Is a bracket and ask me any of the service, I'll explain to you. Any of the service. So what is eating out? What is? ये तो हम लोग का इधर ही है. What is that? Normally on that what do you call it? Highway ना? Drive through. हाँ ये भी है. I think if you have gone to that Bandra Kalanagar area, we have open air theater. You have to see the big movie on the screen. No need to park. You just park your vehicle. Go headphone मिलता है. आप उसको पहन लो. या भी नहीं है. बहुत पहले से ही है. इंडिया का first open air theater बॉम्बे का ही है. I think they should open one at least in Navi Mumbai. Navi Mumbai में नहीं है. All majority movies are there. And how good it is. Late evening with the family members. सब लोग कार में बैठा है. And as you were saying this. I have seen not in Bombay but in Chennai city, many restaurants are driving. आप कार के साथ पार्क कर लो, वो एक हुक के तरह लेकर आता है, और बड़ा प्लेट रहता है, वो आपका विंडशील्ड में लगा देता है, and आप बिल्डर बैठ के कार में बैठ के खाता है, वो निकलता है, fees clear the bill and you drive. Look what all the things new and new coming up, correct?
So what?
Yes.
New services such as those based on information and communication technology have become important and essential. The production of these services have been rising rapidly.
Underline rising rapidly. Now write this in your notebook. I am giving it in simple lines. Tertiary sector in India today. Tertiary sector in India has become the most important and dynamic sector. Most important and dynamic sector. Next. New and improved services. New and improved services. You can put only few, huh? Which is there in the volume. You write multi-speciality hospitals. Or multi, now the Oxford says multi. Multi-speciality hospitals. Best PNC or advanced. Best. Transport and communication. Are
Sir, after hospitals, multi-specialty hospitals, we have to write transportation.
Yes, best. Transport and communication are provided at every sector. One more. Second point you can write down. Development of this sector leads to the overall development of the economy. Overall development of the economy with respect to banking, and insurance.
Where the camera is off.
I know. I'm getting some hyperloop services. Your camera is off for a long time. What are you doing? Insurance. Why is your camera off, Arya?
So, because of the tertiary sector, the overall development of the economy rises, right?
What did I say?
Yeah.
अभी बाकी है.
So that's why I think the economics.
But did I complete that sentence or still?
With respect to banking and insurance.
अभी complete नहीं किया ना. Helping in quick development of different sectors. Arya, I'm just getting that hyperloop video for you guys. That's the reason.
So helping to development in
Helping in quick. So
quick
what's
development of, what did I say?
Different sectors.
Different sectors. Can you see this? I want you guys to watch this. Wait. So I was explaining that the transport is it. You see this one. Squads facility are A class. Is it okay now? Keep writing meantime. I think are they there in the online? I don't know. That's good. Yeah, just watch this one. You will see what are these hyperloop services are. I think you will be getting maybe with a fraction of 2 to 3 years. That's what government is saying. Let's see.
40 years and they retire at the age of 60 and enjoy their life of freedom. I'm here at British Khalifa, you see here at the top.
This is the future of high-speed transportation. It's 3.5 times faster than Japan's Shinkansen bullet train, and even faster than a Boeing 747. It's a hyperloop that then has levitating at 1,000 kilometers per hour. In theory, you could go from LA to San Francisco in just 45 minutes, with tickets less than $100 one way. This technology could make working and living in 2 different cities a norm, while also creating a world with less congestion and pollution. And with a successful human test ride in November 2020, we could be less than 10 years away from it becoming reality. The concept of the hyperloop became widely popular in 2013 thanks to Elon Musk's 58-page Hyperloop alpha paper that outlined the design, cost, and safety of the concept. But the technology put all together commercially was only recently fine-tuned, namely magnetic levitation, or MAGLEV, MATLAB is basically what allows a hyperloop to go incredibly fast, thanks to a lack of friction between the passenger carrying pod and the tube-shaped track. The general concept is simple. Magnetic line at the bottom of the pod repels the tube material, levitating the pod as it runs.
As an engineer, I always get very excited about talking about magnetic levitation, electromagnetic.
This is the company.
That's Josh, a mechanical engineer who previously worked at SpaceX. He's now the co-founder and CTO of Virgin Hyperloop. And this is Chuck. He is the lead engineer at a different Hyperloop company that does
सर ये 10th CBSE है.
माधव,
Yes. हाँ.
तुम लोग 10 CBSE के हो ना?
हाँ 10 CBSE.
तुम 3 में ज्वाइन हो जाए ना?
यही अभी वो वाली क्लास का डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया, इसी मीटिंग में चल रहा था वो.
आप फिर तुम 3 में ज्वाइन हो.
आर्या भी नहीं थी।
आर्या,
वो भी यहाँ की नहीं है।
आम्ही गेम मागे मग आलो मॅम मॅम मी बॉसल ना
Okay, so they realized that we too need to reform our society and we need to reform our.
हिस्ट्री सर सब सर कैसे हो आपका याद आ रही है कैसे हो कौन है वो कौन है Very not accepted.